Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Shelly here. Today, I wanted to talk to you about silently suffering. And what I mean by this is, I mean, when we are struggling inside, we have a fear, a concern, we're not feeling good enough, we are afraid of something, we are angry, we're resentful, we're terrified, we're beating ourselves up, and then we keep it to ourselves, and it festers and it gets bigger each day, and it creates anxiety or depression. But we just keep going on with our day, our week, our month, and we're silently suffering. We're silently suffering with all of these sort of secrets that we have, and the stories that we have going on in our mind. And so I had a few conversations this week that really inspired me to talk about this topic of silently suffering. And it really is something that, oh gosh, it hits me in the heart, the silently suffering, because this has been my life story since I was a child. I suffered a lot as a child and a teenager. Um, you know, I love my parents dearly, but I was taught it's not okay to show your feelings. So I felt it wasn't okay to have feelings. Um, I felt it wasn't okay to share when I was struggling and when I was angry, when I was really pissed off. Nope, keep it to yourself. So, think of all the things that we go through life. And if we're keeping it all to ourselves and we're stuffing it down, shoving it down, that's energy in our bodies. And I will tell you that some people out there know this about me, but I have experienced anxiety since I was very, very young. And it's come and it's gone, but I noticed that over the years, as I've pushed and suppressed all this um, anger, resentment, grief, sadness, pushed it down, it has been coming to the surface as I've gotten older. Maybe some of you can identify with this. And sometimes you're just completely, you're hit out of nowhere with these overwhelming feelings and you don't even know why. It could be overwhelming grief, it could be overwhelming anger. And it's the littlest things that trigger. Do you ever blow up at somebody or start crying or feel terrible by the smallest little thing? Well, that's that repressed stuff that's coming up. So this is so common for all of us. But what I'm seeing from talking to women and men is that we are just silently suffering with ourselves with all this stuff. And so I wanted to come on and do this because I think it's so important for us to learn that it's okay to talk about these things. And not only is it okay, it's essential. So my suggestion today is, if you're silently suffering with something, it could be depression, anxiety, fear, grief, it could be anything. Maybe something happened to you and you've been holding it in, or you thought you dealt with it. But you can feel it. You can feel it in your body. Mine manifests as extreme anxiety and panic attacks. I've had some extreme traumas in my lifetime. And while I won't go into the details, I had very extreme trauma over the last 2 years, something that I've been working through. But I will tell you that, if you don't talk about the things that are bothering you to someone you trust and you don't get it out, it's going to stay in your body. It's going to manifest as you're going to find different addictions come out of this. It'll manifest in really strange behaviors. It'll cause you to try to cope through food, through alcohol, through prescription drugs, through shopping, through people pleasing, and the list goes on and on and on. And you know that your coping mechanism isn't healthy and it's not working. So I really just wanted to come on to say, check in with yourself. If you feel like you're silently suffering because you're holding something in that isn't healthy, take some deep breaths and know it is okay to tell somebody about it. You can call your friend, call a family member, you can get a support group. You can come to this group, the space that we share, resources, tools, wherever you feel comfortable. But I so encourage you not to hold things in and suffer silently, because it's really become quite an epidemic. And I can also tell you on the other side, when you speak what's going on with you, and you share it and you feel safe and you get it out, it is so freeing and so liberating. And I think that the more all of us do this, it just helps. It helps the collective anxiety that we have in this world, the collective anger, the collective grief, the collective whatever it is. You know, we're all on a healing journey, one way or another. You know, and I'm passionate about helping women heal and thrive and feel amazing. But we've got to start with allowing what's we're holding down to come out, to clear up the space here so that we can then feel good, feel how we want to feel. So that was my today's little chat with you, and I would love to hear if it was helpful, any ahas. If you want to keep the discussion going, please let me know. Otherwise, have an amazing Friday and a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you on another video.